We're joined this morning by sustainability expert Lottie DL. It's nice to see you, Lottie. Let's talk about some of these switches that you can make, simple swaps starting in the home. Where do we go? Where do we start?
Oh, there are so many different places where you can start when it comes to sustainability. But what I like to do is I like to break everything down room by room. So kind of set yourself little goals and then just chip away at it nice and quickly. So a big thing for me is saying goodbye to cling wrap. So cling film and plastic wrap it's just something that we really don't need to be using. So what you could do with your leftovers is simply get a bowl and put a plate over the top of it, nice and easy. You can also use something like a beeswax wrap. So for these beeswax wraps, things like tomatoes and avocados, all you need to do is place them down and you actually just use the heat of your hand to mold and to wrap it, and then it keeps it nice and snug and fresh. Another thing you can do is use these silicone food wraps. So these wraps just kind of fit nice and tightly over any bowls or plates, ends of pumpkins as well, and they'll keep everything nice and fresh for longer. There are so many different things. Another thing is we're producing a lot of microplastics at the moment, and these are baby pieces of plastic that are smaller than 5 millimeters in size. So the average Australian eats 5 grams a week of plastic. A new study came out last year and told us. So ways that we can be reducing those microfibers or those baby tiny pieces of plastic from entering the ocean is switching away from plastic utensils. So something like a bamboo scrubbing brush is a really great alternative. And then with it, we're actually using a block of soap instead of using a squeezy bottle of dishwashing liquid. So you simply just rub it on top and it becomes nice and foamy, and then you just clean your dishes without any plastic. There is just so many different things that you can do to reduce plastic in your kitchen as well.
What about cleaning our bodies and making ourselves beautiful? What about beauty products?
Well, you don't need any beauty products, but there are all of these different ones here. So this right here is a shampoo and conditioner bar. So it looks like a normal bar of soap. We're just really going back to basics, back to things that our grandparents used to use many, many years ago. So by adding just some water to this, we're going to get nice and foamy, and then we can just pop it straight on our hair and we're good to go. Another one is using a bamboo toothbrush. So in Australia, we use 30 million plastic toothbrushes every year, which equals about 1,000 tons of plastic in landfill. So switching to a bamboo toothbrush means that you can just use this one, chop off the bristles, and then pop the rest in your compost bin, and it'll just break down nice and easily.
Oh, that's so
when
good.
it comes to the laundry, these are my favorite. Sorry, what was that?
Yeah, no, that's so good. So you've got some laundry tips as well.
Yeah, so for the laundry, we've got these things called soap nuts or berries. So I'm not sure if you've seen these before, but they actually come from a tree in Nepal. And what you do is when they touch water, they actually release a natural soapnin, which cleans your clothes. So you put 5 little berries into one of these calico bags, pop them in your laundry load, and when it spins around and around and around, it cleans your clothes naturally without any chemicals or fragrances. And then you just pop these little soap nuts into the compost bin or into your garden when you're finished with them.
Love it.
It's as easy as that.
Lottie, just before we let you go, speaking of composting, you've got a great idea and a great fun solution when it comes to veggie scraps. It's great for school holiday activities. Tell us about that.
Yes, so what we want to do is we want to get the kids involved in cooking and growing their own food. So you can regrow your own vegetables. So I've got a couple here that I've been doing a bit of my science experiment myself at home. So we've got some spring onions in the first one here that you can see are quickly regrowing their shoots. Some lettuce that's kind of almost ready to plant. Some carrots, celeries, and then here's my little avocado tree that I've been growing for a year or so now. So to do that, so to do that, all you need to do is simply just cut off the base, and then you just grab these like so, put them in some water, and just give them a couple of days, and they'll be growing before you know it.
And the avocado tree, is that just the seed of the avocado? Do you have to do anything to the seed?
No, so what you do is you get some paper toweling and you wrap the seed in it and you leave it for a couple of days until a little root forms. Then when the root's formed, just do what I've done with the carrots here and pop some toothpicks on either side, let it sit, it'll grow a huge big root, and then you just plant it in soil and just wait a couple of years for an avocado to come, but it's worth it and it gets the kids involved.
That is so cool. For more information, you can jump onto banish.com.au. You can also find a sustainable workbook so people can waste less. Lottie, thanks so much for that great advice. Brilliant stuff.